Hi guys, it's Michael Redden again, and I'm back. I'm an estate planning attorney in Minnesota, and I'm going to cover one of the most common questions that I kind of get, and that is, things like how to avoid probate or what is probate. Well, essentially, probate is just a legal process where we take the things that you owned at your death and transfer title over. If you don't exist anymore, and under the law you really don't, when you pass away, then we have to do something with your stuff. It can't just sit there in your name forever, not used again. It has to be put back out into the economy, put back out into the family, and the process that we do that with is probate. And probate comes in a few different kinds. Okay, for really small estates that have $50,000 or less, and they don't have real estate, it's just money and things. You can just get an affidavit for a small estate, and you don't need to do anything else. Just take the will with it then and gather the stuff and do those other things. Then there's informal probate, and in Minnesota, that's one where we're really not going to go before a judge. Every county court has a registrar of probate, and this registrar is allowed to take these wills in that aren't complicated, that don't have real estate or some other more complicated features in them, and let you probate that will, make you the personal representative, give you the power to do these things, and kind of monitor you taking care of the estate and giving things out to heirs, and then coming back to wrap this stuff up. Then there's formal probate, and that can be costly and can be pretty long, but that's where a judge is going to actually oversee the estate, watch you collect everything. You're going to need to get the judge's approval on most things that you do, and you really need an attorney involved, whereas a lot of people can get through some of these others without it, but you still probably want an attorney even for informal probate. These things are just important to know because when someone dies and passes things through their will, you really need to be careful which element of probate you use, because more time, more expense, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you have to do formal probate. Sometimes you want to do formal probate. There could be questions about title of assets and real estate that you really need a court to be involved in. But most people tell me they want to avoid probate. And probate, it really isn't necessary for a lot of things. I mean, anything that is in your probate estate is what goes for probate. And what's in your probate estate? Short answer, everything you own that did not have a beneficiary tied to it. If you've got a beneficiary in your IRA, beneficiary in your life insurance policy, that's never going to go through your will most likely. It's just going to go straight to that person. We're not going to have probate. Your house can have a transfer on death deed in Minnesota. Most states have something that's the equivalent. That's like putting a beneficiary on your house, and it's just going to go on to that heir, won't need to involve the court and have probate. And in Minnesota, there's a lot less reason to really have any kind of probate now, because at the least you can do, since January of 2017, we've been allowed to put transfer on death on our vehicles, on our cars. You got to apply for a new title, which you apply for a new title and you say, I want to transfer on death on it at the DMV, and they'll process that. You'll get a new title in the mail that says your name, TOD, the next person. And when you pass away, that person can transfer title just with your death certificate and things down at the DMV. So there's not really a lot of reason why you need to have certain kinds of these things with probate. But another way to avoid probate is with a trust. Trusts, they don't die, they don't go away. They can terminate, but when they terminate, they hand their things out. We don't have this owner that had no instructions and it just disappeared on us like we do when there's death. And so things inside your living trust or other trusts aren't a part of probate estate. The probate estate is going to be what is owned by that person at the time they died, and we don't have those kinds of instructions for it outside of the will. So the will would have to be probated for that. So that should give you a good idea of what kind of probate is and probate avoidance, which is a lot of things that people really want to do. If you have more questions about it, or if you want help avoiding probate or things like that, then contact an estate planning attorney, whether it's me or another, and go from there.